So I'm spacing out the doses of the prednisone to keep me up all night, basically, so that I can take a real shot at getting the mold and dust under control in this hideous shithole apartment all at once, so that I can sort of convalesce a little bit. First 3 years I was here, I just had to stay after the dust and mold constantly to keep it down to not making me actively sick every day. Part of the reason I have this pneumonia bronchitis thing going on now is I let that get away from me. I don't think I've mentioned this in these videos, but my landlord, dude who owns this house, there's something really wrong with him. He just actively makes this place unhealthy in ways that don't make any sense. I mean, there's no well, I already did walkthroughs of the apartment. There's no accounting for how fucked up this place is, how many things are fucked up. And when I fell behind on rent last year during the COVID, and then I had a good job for a while, and I was paying $1,000 a month for this place to catch up, what he did was get a second car running, a nicer car that is now not running. It just sits at the curb, propping up the curb, because he didn't have the money to maintain the second car to begin with anyway, or he would have already been fucking maintaining it. Like, it's like he's a 10-year-old in an adult's body. I have mentioned that he seems to have the idea that if he wants me, I don't know about anyone else, but if he wants me to do anything, he has to lie, or I'm not going to do it. And often that has the exact opposite effect of what it's supposed to have. So, for example, he wanted me to put up some kind of curtains over the windows. I've taken them down now. Some black sheets hanging over the windows for a while. So what he did was message me that code enforcement, the city, was going to come around and fine him if I didn't put curtains in the windows. And, like, the sink doesn't work. The bathtub doesn't work. I don't have hot water. The power situation is frightful. So I'm like, why would code enforcement fuss about the window treatments? Because they can see it from the street. And it took me like a while to get him to just come around to explaining that's what he wanted, is what he wanted, not the city. Like, he didn't have to. All he had to do was say, put sheets over the fucking windows, man. When you walk around naked getting out of the shower, the neighbors can see you. And it's a mess in your kitchen. Just put sheets over the... Like... He recently told me I was going to be legally evicted. And made up some paperwork. Just invented an eviction. I didn't even look at it close when he handed it to me. He's dropped it since then, but the upshot of that was I gave up on catching up on the rent in this shithole. Like, I had just had trouble with this job at the burger place. This bronchitis pneumonia thing was about to take off and get really bad. And it was coming fast. Like, the cough was getting bad. This was, I guess, about 2 months ago now. But I gave up entirely on working in Tampa and just decided to start planning to pack and flee town because he told me I was legally evicted. Like, I owe him a good deal of money, like, for this shithole. Never mind that nobody should pay to live here. I agreed to pay to live here, so it's just fucking weird. Like, he's a grown man. Where do you get the idea that you always have to lie? That you always have to lie to get people to do what you want? Where does that idea come from? Like, if anything, I have the opposite idea. And I think, like, yeah, I mean, I don't even have to explain why that's more sensible. Maybe most people find it difficult to be entirely honest at all times. I don't. been working at it for decades now, as a matter of principle. If your principle is to lie, where do you get that? What kind of sick shithole family do you come from? What kind of Neanderthal bastards raise you? This video wasn't even about anything that I've mentioned so far. Well, it was in that the landlord, everything is fucked up here. Everything is fucked up here. And one thing that's fucked up is I'm finally cleaning out the dustiest corners of the kitchen for the first time in a few months, and there's like 3 new rat holes in the walls along the baseline in there. I'd show you, but there's no rats. There's no rat droppings. Ain't nothing like that. And the reason for that is I have cats in here. They know what cats are. They can smell them. I think once, about a year and a half ago, a litter of baby rats was born in the ceiling, and the cats were just mad for the scurrying noises for a little while. And then while I was sleeping, either the baby rats got out or the cats got in, but there was a mad rush to tear them to pieces. It was gruesome. Some of them got out into the yard, and the yard cats got them. And that's the thing. Like, dude complains about the yard cats because they jump on his car and scratch up the roof. I don't think he understood that you can, if you shoo a semi-feral yard cat off of the roof of your car about twice, it's not going to, only about 1 in 20 of them is going to keep doing it after that. Maybe. They don't want you to like yell at them or throw shit at them. So, but like, there's clearly an ongoing serious rat problem on the other side of the wall, the other half of the house. I don't have rats ever, except maybe every now and then a dead one left by the water thing as like, a trade for treats. And even that's only happened like twice because the rats can smell the cats and they stay out. Like, there's rat holes and rat tunnels all through this apartment. But I only saw one hanging out in here the day I moved in. And then the next day I brought cats over and I didn't see him again. So, like, there's literally 25 cats living outside in the yard on the street. Half a dozen of them are dedicated to living in this yard. Just move one inside. You only need one. The rats smell them. They hate them. They're scared of them because they will kill them. So you don't even, how hard is that? Like, he's put poison down for the rats over there, enough to kill one of the neighbor's dogs for sure. And it's like, because he's a pit bull, big dumb dog, ate the rat poison. Hasn't got any of my cats. Still on the other side of the wall. Some of them are small enough to get in and out through those rat holes, but dude, I mean, like, you see how crazy deconstructed and shithole this apartment is. I've only like looked around over there once, maybe twice, because the cats will get in over there every now and then. They'll rush in the front door. Sometimes they find a way in through the wall. I gotta usher them back over here. It's so much worse. It's so much worse. Nobody human would choose to live like that, and he does. And there's some kind of spiritual malaise there. There's something evil, like, but it's a secular kind of evil. It's not like possession. It's like, if you're familiar with the classic ghost story, there's a weird intersection, a space between the haunting that is an actual ghost and the haunting is a metaphor for psychological malaise. That's where this guy lives. There's something deeply wrong with him that makes him ruin everything around him and turn everything to disgust and rot and ruin and lies and dumbassery. And it's, and the funny thing is, like, aside from all that, I don't have the impression he's such a bad guy. Like, behind all this terrible bad character and malicious poisoning of his environment, luring in tenants to be trapped in the same environment. He's really not a bad guy in most ways that like reflect on somebody's character. It's bizarre. Uh, yeah. Anyway, so there's like 4 rat holes in the kitchen on this line. Where I was just sweeping. There's no rats because I got cats in here. I don't know why he doesn't want a cat in his apartment. They can practically fit through the rat holes. Honestly, in fact, I might should worry about putting something in front of them, like some duct tape or something. I just gotta get out of this place.